Hi, Seamus. Hey, it's great to see you again. Now, following our last meeting, I've collected some more information and I've started to form some ideas. I'd really like to share these ideas with you. And then, if you'd like, we can focus on considering some options for helping and then make some decisions together. How does that sound?
Oh, I'm so tired right now. I can't think straight. Can we do it another time?
You know, sharing the decision making about your care is going to be much better than me deciding what I think's best for you.
No, okay. Let's do it now. I got nothing better to do.
Okay, I'd really like you to listen to my assessment now before we decide what should happen from here. This is a summary of what we know so far. This measure is completed for all people who come into a mental health service, and it lists some common areas that can present problems for our mental health. It can also highlight some real strengths that can help with your recovery. In your case, the absence of any problems with your physical health and the quality of your relationships could be crucial in overcoming some of the problems you're experiencing. Based on what I know, it seems like you're having problems with hearing voices and having trouble sleeping. You also said that you've been using a lot of cannabis lately. My assessment has indicated these are the most severe areas that you're having problems with. Would you agree that these are the main issues right now?
Yeah, but I need some bongs to help me relax. Even though the doctor reckons it has something to do with the voices, I've been using heaps more to try and get some sleep, but the voices, they've just gotten worse and worse. They gave me something to sleep while I was in hospital, and it helped a bit, but it hasn't done anything to those bloody voices.
Well, there is some research that makes the connection between substance use and hearing voices. It's called drug induced psychosis. The drugs change the chemistry in the brain and can result in some of the symptoms you've been describing. It's very possible that your increased use of cannabis may be contributing to the voices you're experiencing. It's also highly likely that the voices are creating the problems with sleeping. So, having heard what I think might be happening for you, what do you think?
Wow, I didn't know any of that. But yeah, I hear what you're saying about the dope. It kind of makes sense. But I've never had voices before. And yeah, the voices are absolutely stopping me sleeping properly. They just keep saying stuff like, you're good for nothing, you're an embarrassment, a waste of space. They just get louder and louder and angrier. I just can't stop them, and I can't really think about other stuff.
Okay, I get it. That would be really distressing. I really do understand. So I want to make sure that we focus on getting you back on track and doing what you like to do. So let's talk a bit more about what really matters to you. What do you value the most? And what's most important for me to know about you that might affect your care?
Oh, that's a bit deep. I guess my work's important to me. It might sound a bit strange, but I've always worked hard, and I like the physical aspects. It keeps me fit. The money's not great, but it's enough to get me by. I also love to play music with my mates, and we hope to get some more paid gigs someday. Hanging out with them is a hoot. The banter between the guys, it's fantastic. But they like dope too, and that's where it's all started. And it's a big part of what we do together. It's when I feel most relaxed. My family have always been a huge part of my life, but they don't really like me doing dope that much. They've been great in helping me get through tough times, even though I've disappointed them. They've never given up on me, and I'm so grateful for that. You know what? I like my dope, but I hate those voices.
Okay. Look, you've done a great job of thinking about what's important to you. And even better, it sounds like you're open to making some changes. You mentioned before that you like the physical aspects of work and that fitness is important to you. And yet, your use of cannabis and your lack of sleep probably not helping with that. They seem to be working in opposite directions. You also said that your family don't like you having bongs and that family is huge to you. Some of these things don't seem to line up either. Your recovery depends on knowing what you want to change and what your priorities are. And this is where I really want you to help me plan your care, give you the best chance of getting better. So to summarise, what matters most to you is work, your mates, and your family. Is that right?
Yeah, too right. I don't know what I'd do if I didn't have my family and my mates in my life, and work gives me a reason to get up every day. Getting me back to doing what's really important, that would be a good thing. But I need to get rid of these voices. I think I'll try hard to cut back on the dope, if that has something to do with these friggin' voices. I'm really scared about not having it though. It calms me down a bit, and at least it used to.
Okay. Look, let's talk about how to cope with the voices while you're cutting back on your cannabis. If you cut back enough, the voices might be less frequent or even stop altogether. You're also going to have some options to consider before we make decisions about your future care. The medication you're on for the voices can really help, and it's important to keep taking them. But like all medications, they can have some side effects. So make sure you ask the doctor about that. They might also talk with you about any withdrawal effects from cutting back. And we can talk more about why you're experiencing the voices and maybe the reasons behind your substance use. It can really help to talk through some of the issues just to get some perspective and to weigh up some future actions. After that, we can set some goals to work toward the recovery that you want. But I want you to fully understand the pros and the cons of those options first, and then we can decide what might work best.
You know what? I'll try anything to make the voices stop. If I need to take medications, I'll do it. But talking through some issues might help. I'll just ask the doc about side effects like you suggested, and I'll give the talking a go too. I'm super keen to get back to normal.
All right, look, let's give you a bit more time to go through your options. I'm always happy to answer any questions that you might have too. When we meet again, we can discuss and finalise the plan for recovery. We also need to decide who's responsible for what and some timelines just to keep us on track. We'll also write them down so we can come back later and see how it went. I'll make sure you get a copy of the plan and I'll keep it handy for each time we meet.
Okay, let's do that.